So our presentation is on the blind box, and basically what it is, it's a mobile app that allows you to go out on your dates or go out with friends or go out with whoever. And it has a GPS tracking device that's along with it, along with a recording device. The phone cannot be turned off without entering the passcode. It connects easily to a smart ring, a smartwatch, or a key fob. So basically, when the phone is away from one of those devices, it will send out an alert that will alert the authorities and notice that there's a distress. Also, if you set your own times on there on when you need to put in a passcode, if the passcode is entered in 3 times incorrectly, the authorities are notified. You can set parameters. You can set on, hey, I want to be in this area for this long, or I want to be in this spot for this long. Let's go to the next one here. All right, so our motivation behind Blind Box. So it was the recent case with Mackenzie Lewis definitely sparked our interest, just because this happens quite often. Roughly 800,000 children are reported missing each year, and kidnapping is on the rise. All right, the selection process. So our target market is, it's potentially for everybody. It could be used for adults going on blind dates, or it could be used for parents who want to keep an eye on their kids or college kids going out to a party, etc. It has a growth potential as an online industry grows. More and more people are meeting with people that have only communicated with virtually dating apps and Lyft and Uber. It appeals to people's sense of security. Sorry. Let's redo it. Hold on one sec.
Oh,
sorry, I gotta get like a sheet of paper, and this way it keeps me on track here. All right, let's go back to the first slide.
okay, so I'm just checking. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to not read the bullet points, so I guess that's where I'm having troubles. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording. I'll just cut.
Yeah, just splice all that stuff and get rid of that. All right. So in our group project, we went through a lot of processes to be able to come to our everyone's agreement on the blind box. The reason why we chose the blind box is just because of a group unanimous decision on there. The blind box, what is it? So it's a GPS tracking app that records where you are and also gets a voice recording at the same exact time when you are out on a date. The phone cannot be turned off without entering a passcode into the phone. It also connects to a Ring smartwatch or key fob. And the reason why we have that is because just in case somebody takes your cell phone away from you and throws it out the window or something like that, is if there's a certain distance from the user, it will notify the authorities. Also, you set up your own timer on there, which is very customizable and how you want to feel safe. So if you want to do it for every 10 minutes, you want to do it for every 20 minutes, it's really up to you. The possibilities are endless. So if you want to alert get alert from your parents, you can do that. You can set up ones with police officers and so on and so forth. All right, so the reason why we decided to do the blind box. The blind box was a motivation from the recent case with Mackenzie Lewis case. Roughly 800,000 children are reported missing each year. kidnapping is definitely on the rise. So we see it more often than not, and we don't want to miss our friends or family or anything like that. We want to make sure our families are safe. All right, so our target is basically everybody. Everybody can benefit from this application. It could be used for adults going on blind dates. It could be used for parents. It could be used for college students. It could be used for basically whoever. It has a growth potential just because everybody wants that feeling of security. And then more and more people are meeting nowadays through like Tinder or Bumble or Match.com, and they want to feel like they have a little bit of sense of security. It definitely makes people feel a little bit safer. I think that it's a great product. All right, and then we also have feedback from our business presentation discussion. So the blind box was definitely viewed as one of the highly recommended items that we had on our inventions that we were doing. It was a unanimous decision by the group just because everybody kind of felt like that was something that could relate to them. I mean, like I said, friends and family and everybody else, we want to make sure that they're safe.
Okay, and as far as our leap of faith hypotheses, we need to find a way to ensure that the app was used responsibly. We understand that authorities could be notified too frequently. People often forget where they put their phone, or they would forget to enter the code in. They also might forget the code, and we would have to find a solution for that. We also are not entirely sure how we would connect the app to a fob, ring, or a smartwatch. It's definitely possible. We see how the smartwatch connects to an iPhone, so I'm sure it could connect to this application. But a fob is a little bit different. How much would it cost to produce? Same thing with the ring. And we also are still a little bit unsure about how much people would be willing to pay for this kind of app. We were thinking that a generic, just enter in your passcode, keep your phone turned on and tracking your GPS and the voice recording would be $2.99 a month. And then there would be a premium feature where you would get a key fob in the mail, and that would cost you $5.99 a month. But that we're still kind of figuring that out and how much people would be willing to pay for this kind of app. What we learned from this discussion was that it was very helpful to have input from other people. The app itself was a great idea, but having outside input helped refine it, and everyone had different ideas, and that's kind of how we came up with our final product. Getting an outside opinion is also important from the discussion board. There's a lot of great feedback on the board, and we were able to see how well everyone received it and thought it was a great idea, especially with the Mackenzie incident that was so recent. We also learned that using a Google Doc was really helpful. A lot of us had different schedules, and keeping track of our input was important so that when we put together the presentation, everyone had a say, and we got everyone's ideas on there, and we're able to narrow it down to what we think worked best for our app idea. And I attached a link to the doc if you want to look at it and see how we kind of just threw out some of our ideas and were able to narrow it down through that. And that is our presentation for Blind Box.